I'm Kristen.
Oh, brother.
All
Right.
right. Hey, y'all, I'm Kristen.
And I'm Tyler.
And you're listening to
Hustle and Lace Podcast. Bam. We did it that time.
Back for the third time. Third time's the charm, right?
Woo.
We're back.
Number 3. Episode number 3, dog.
Episode number 3. Thank y'all so much to everybody who's
Yeah.
listened so far, who's subscribed, who's followed our Instagram page, our Facebook page.
Commented, shared,
Yes.
reposted us.
Just showed us love,
Yeah.
commented on stuff, the questions that we asked. We know y'all don't have to support us, so we're really thankful that you do.
Very appreciative. Please keep going.
Yes, y'all.
Because this here, we pretty much started this so that way we could, share our experiences and hopefully we could touch the next person and, just hopefully they'll learn from us. Yeah.
Yes.
Because, bro, we've been going through it this week.
Alright, so
We're going to let y'all going to get into all the good stuff this week.
So
We're going to tell it.
let it be told. So
Where do you want to start?
Always at the beginning.
So let's tell them what we're doing first.
Today?
No, the actual event.
Oh, of course, y'all, because we got to promote it.
Right.
So, duh. So we're having an event. It's called The Pop-Up. It is April 29th from 12 to 5 at Carolina Bound House Brewery in Greenville.
Yeah, they're Greenville.
She loves to say that.
Yes.
So it is a curated marketplace for fashion, art, and all things creative. So when we say curated, like we have been hand selecting these vendors.
Yeah.
We've been researching, we've been reaching out to people. We really want to provide a good experience for everybody.
Yeah. And what our main objective is that we really wanted to highlight, local businesses, people of color in business in our area who are just selling, really cool things and is really putting their heart and soul into their product, and we want to be able to give them another outlet to be able to reach out to their community. But y'all, oh my gosh, who would have thought it would be so hard to find the businesses? Like
if you know somebody who should be in it, please holler at us. Like I said, we are selecting these businesses because we want to make sure that you do have a good experience. We want to make sure it's something that you can't wake up and go to the Saturday morning market and find.
Right.
So we are being selective about certain stuff. But yeah, it's hard.
Yeah.
I've been doing.
And just picture it, us being where we are now in Greenville, South Carolina, Anderson, Clemson, Seneca, the upstate, we shouldn't have to travel an hour and a half to 2 hours just to go find some dope stuff.
Yeah.
What is the problem?
I mean, and the big thing too is we wanted it to be a good hangout as well. We wanted this to be something where people can come. They're on Saturday.
Yeah.
They get some good food. They have some. They can partake in the brewery brewery. Y'all know that word gets me. If you would like to, but you can meet some dope people. How hard is it to make friends as an adult? I mean, how do you do that?
I mean, we thought social media would have been a fix to it all, but it's still hard.
People are definitely can be bullies on social media.
It's weird. Social media is a weird place.
Yeah, it's
weird
not a real
place.
It's not a real place.
Yeah.
It is weird because you just don't know.
Yeah. So I would say, and you tell me your perspective, but my perspective, going into this, I just knew we're doing something so great. It's fun. People like us we've been waiting to do something like this.
Yes.
We do go to events all the time. So I'm thinking okay, the people that are around here would want the same thing, because every time I post something to my social media, they're literally hitting me. I get constant messages where is this? Where is that? Where is this? Where is that? Where is that? And and trust me, I know how hard it is to go into business yourself, but where are the creatives? What is really going on? I would say the most challenging thing for me throughout this process is finding, like I said before, is actually finding those businesses that we would love to highlight, and it actually be, no offense, people of color. I'm sorry, but and I feel like where we are now, it is predominantly white. Y'all got y'all stuff. Like let us have our thing, and then we we invite y'all to the cookout. Like like I want to. I don't care how bad it sounds. That's what I'm here for. That's what I'm about. I want to help those people that, you know, may not necessarily came from old money or whatnot. I want to be able to provide them the opportunity where they could get out in front of the community and get their name out. Yeah. And it be people of color.
Yeah, I think that's what I definitely want to be able to highlight people of color, and it's, you know, part of it is always because, you know, a lot of times there's a lot of similarities. So, of course, you know, maybe my experience might be different shopping with a minority vendor. You know, they're more likely to maybe have some stuff that I like. They're more likely to be, you know, ingrained in some of the same things.
Right.
But it's also, like you said before, because there's not always a lot of platforms that will give a lot of minority vendors an opportunity to do stuff because, you know, I mean, maybe they just don't know about it or whatever the case may be. So that's one thing you always want to do. And then because I want to, you know, have an opportunity to be around people who have
like-minded.
who are like-minded with stuff. And that's not saying, you know, so I'm definitely with the minority vendors. Like, you know, I also want women-owned vendors as well.
Yeah.
With that stuff. And it's also not just that, but creatives.
Right.
Creatives, sneakerheads, people who are into fashion, who are into makeup, and it's like certain stuff is just so, I don't know if I would say it's plain here, or if we kind of get used to not, like you see people on Facebook, you know, people that we know, and we've done it before, to where they're not dressed up until they're going out of town.
Right.
Because, like, the mentalities, I know all these people who live in Seneca, I don't know these people who live wherever, like, I'm not dressing up for them.
You know how I feel about that.
I'm not doing X, Y, Z.
Right. But at the same time, before you head to that, I think it's so deeper than that. Like, just as a community, we really been held back. Like, I don't care where we are. Like, if and I told you the experiences that I had with my homegirl. She owns her own studio in New York. It's like a podcast studio or whatever. And she is having a hard time just finding black employees. Like, just trying to give black employees that opportunity. So I don't think it's so much deeper than us just being in a small town and where we are now. Like, it's hard for everybody just to find. And I see if the issue was us actually finding them. Because you be digging. Listen, so that ain't the issue.
I be digging.
The issue is that it's either like we get so how can I say this? I think we have the mindset, but we're just, and I hate to even put it out there like that because I'm more so of an optimistic person. I like to focus on, okay, how we're going to fix it versus whatever the problem is.
Yeah.
So, but I think the problem is we just don't have the resources like a lot of communities do. And some don't have the discipline because this is hard. Like, starting a business and actually seeing it through and to keep going is hard. It takes a lot of discipline.
And when you're saying like the resources, you're talking discipline, you're talking about to be able to actually start your own business.
Yeah, just like, even if it's like just the startup money. And of course, it depends on what business you're talking about. Right. But you gotta have some type of money to even get it going. So just the resources as far as the money, the knowledge, for sure.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, not for nothing, like, you have your dad, but I ain't have nobody to really reach out to as far as, like, going into entrepreneurship. What's the first thing to do? A lot of people don't even have that.
Yeah. And, you know, that is very true. I think I knew that my family owned a mortuary, owned the funeral home.
Yeah.
But I didn't really, I don't know, in my head it wasn't thought of as a business because it wasn't something that maybe I thought that I wanted to do.
Yeah.
Or, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, it's still like I'm young, you're thinking, oh, you're dealing with dead bodies. And,
right.
You know, and it wasn't really until I was older and in there and really saw like the business side of it.
Yeah.
But even with stuff like that, like my dad, he's been in it over 30 years.
Wow.
But my uncle, they owned it first. and there still wasn't a lot of training on going into
Yeah,
it.
you're just doing it. You're just trying to get by.
So even stuff with finding vendors for them, finding, you know, the suppliers for certain stuff, figuring out how to do X, Y, and Z, it was all a learning, you know what I'm saying, a learning process with it. So I definitely agree with you. I think a lot of times we think we don't have the stuff we need to get started, but I will also say a lot of times we don't even find out what we need to get started.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, because I see so many people who are on Facebook and we having a plate sale, or I'm doing this, or I'm doing whatever, and like
they doing it already.
People are buying their product. Like, people like this, you know, they're encouraging them, but I never see them actually go out and decide to, let me look and see if I need an LLC. Let me see like how I can take this. Let me, you know,
what it really takes to start scaling.
Let me at least make a logo. Like, there's so many free things where you can make a logo. If you are, I don't care if you're an entrepreneur, if you're a business person, if you work for a church, if you do whatever, if you have to make any kind of thing, even for work, and you're not using Canva, like, Canva is like a free resource. Even the paid version is like $12.99 a month. It is. But there's so many things
a lot of people don't even know that
you can create with Canva. From business logos, they even have it to where you can make documents now. I had to type an email in there, and I went to the AI program and said I need an email to mail out to vendors and tell them they were accepted. Whole thing. Like, so there's stuff out there, but I don't, like you said, like some people, I don't know.
So long story short, y'all, if y'all know, like we said before, if y'all know anybody,
if you know any cool vendors, guys,
we're gonna put a link down below.
Tell them to email us.
Yes, email us, forward them this link, whatever y'all need to do. But we are in a good space. I do feel very proud of where we are now. It's just been a struggle bus. Like, it's been a struggle bus to even get to where we are now. But we definitely need more, especially if we could keep a list going, because this is something that we want to do every year. You know, multiple times throughout the year.
Definitely. So and this is honestly just the beginning of it.
Yeah, it is.
We have so many other things involved that we'd like to do, but it's also like to know, you know what I'm saying, like what kind of stuff do you want to do? Yeah. Like, what do you know, because there's so many things we travel out of the city for to do, but I would like to do those things here so that when I go, I know I'm about to run into my people. Yeah. Like, it's cool being in Atlanta and knowing the people I know and getting to, you know, see some folks, but it's nothing like going to something that you love and running into your folks. Right. Like, running into somebody you hadn't seen in a while, like...
What's up, my boy?
Hey! Like, this is...
Okay, so let me ask you this. Because, you know, we talk about this all the time.
All the time.
And we have contrary views.
We do.
So... Okay, so for the people that's not listening, I want to give them like a little background. So Kristen and I are both from a small town. She's from Seneca, I'm from Pendleton. So the next largest city is Greenville.
Correct.
And we could even go a little bit deeper into this, but I'm gonna let them in on our conversation.
She's like, I'm like, did I forget you said something?
So me and Kristen talk about this all the time. Do we go to a larger city versus I'm trying not to. Do we go to a larger city versus staying home and giving, okay, my whole thing is that we give our hometown people something that is needed versus going away and going to the next larger city, which other people may have already tapped into this market. We could be possibly doing something that they're already trying to do. So my first question, because I know I said a lot there, going away to a larger city versus staying where you are in a smaller town, and go.
I was actually, I don't know if I was telling you or if I was telling Mitzi about this earlier. I think I was telling Mitzi, I have mixed feelings on that, because when I went to Atlanta, it was not the shining lights that I thought it was going to be. I wasn't living the bachelorette life that I wanted to live. It was a struggle out there. So I definitely I made some good connections. I learned a lot of stuff, but it wasn't like the life that I wanted to live.
Yeah.
It was also really isolating out there.
Yeah.
And so having to come back home, that was comforting to be back around my people.
Right.
But after a while, it also becomes to where I'm bored. And I'm not saying I need to go to the club, but like, I would like to be able to pick up people, and go to a museum.
Right.
I would like to go to brunch and, there's actual good music there. You can find bottomless mimosa brunches here or places with good food, and the music is going to be crap.
Yeah.
It is. Like all the amazing places.
I'm sick of hearing Get Low. Get Low. Like, where is not in 2005?
No, Apple Bottom.
That's different.
That one too. Yeah. They're going to play that.
Run it in the ground. Like, what in the world?
So, I feel some kind of way about that because, like, honestly, in this point in life, like, I can't imagine not being able to be around the people that I love the way that I am. But I also realize at some point in being around them for my comfortability, I'm also settling in the fact that this isn't maybe a life that I want to live.
Wow.
And
back home with you?
That's hard. But you know what I'm saying? You trade it all. I'm trading it off. I'm like, I would rather, I'm choosing one over the other.
Right.
Because I don't necessarily feel I can have both. But then I think that's where Greenville comes in play. I feel like I can have both here. Because there's still certain city aspects here that I like. It's close enough to family. But if there's stuff that I want to do, I'm going to have to do it. I'm going to have to be, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm going to have to find the people who want to start it. Or I'm going to have to find people who want to bring it here because it's not already here.
And see, that's my thing too, because I feel like we can have both. Like, it was a point that I wanted to touch on that you said. Oh, two things. Like, I feel like being away, you can't just have access to your friends and to your family. Like, y'all just come over, let's just have us some drinks and play card games. Like, that's the part that really kind of did it for me. Because, like, I had friends in New York, and don't get me wrong, I love them too, but it's different when you have the people that you grew up with or... You know those friendships that you have for a long time, and you can't really nurture those friendships, because that's where I'm at now. Like, I'm trying to nurture all the relationships that I have.
Right.
And if you away trying to get it out the mud, because let me tell you, you go somewhere else and it's going to be, see, this is the part that I don't understand, because it's going to be 10 times harder. I feel like it's going to be 10 times harder because, one, I'm going to take myself for an example. I moved to New York to go to fashion school. And, of course, lived that whole life. I did it. The first couple months, I had no friends. I had to meet new friends. I had to learn everything about living in New York City. And just the small things. The difference between living up there versus down here is just so much different. And taking public transportation. Living in literally... a room this small, like, you know how small my room. Having 3-4 roommates and still paying over $1,000 a month. Like, it's so much. And of course I'm talking extremes here because I'm talking living in South Carolina versus New York, but that could be the same for LA. Atlanta is starting to get up there. They don't have no city is set up. It's going to be messed up here. It's already messed up.
Traffic in Atlanta is trash.
So I said all that to say, like, it's going to be so much easier back home. Like, I understand that we don't have the stuff here that we're looking to try to do, but I don't mind being that girl. Like, it's going to be so much easier for you to be that. You know how men say a 10 somewhere else is not a 10 and somewhere in another city. Like, it's kind of that thing. Like, if you can't get it in at home, bro, what are the odds of you doing it somewhere else? I really do feel that way.
I know you do.
Yes.
Okay. We go through this, and I don't not necessarily feel that way. I think it depends on what you're doing. So if we were to go to a lot of the stuff that I want to do or that I enjoy doing is already definitely popular in these larger cities, which is fine. I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel. I'm not trying to have you say Kristen and Tyler did something brand new. No. We just did something here in our hometown that other people have already been doing.
Yeah.
But I agree in part with that. So if we were to do something like this in Atlanta, it'd be mad easy to do. But
it's a part of the problems we having now.
It'd be mad easy to do. But the issue would be there's 18 other of the same ones on that same day. So it's not like people got options to pick and choose from it. Or, you know what I'm saying? And they, just like anywhere, you know, you have your favorites. Oh, I like this person, so I'm going to go support them. But here, I feel like there's a learning curve for certain stuff we want to do.
Yeah.
And people like to see it after it's already done.
Yes.
Versus, let me go be the first. With it's like nobody wants to be the first one to get on the dance floor and start dancing.
Why y'all like that?
Like,
oh my God.
They're too, you know, oh, I'm not, you know. I'm like, and I'll say, for example, so when we planned our 10-year high school reunion, and we've talked before, everybody who knows me knows that, you know, that I've always liked planning events, you know. So me and my best friend Tasha, we were the two who were mainly over planning this, and we was like pulling teeth to get these people to buy their tickets.
Oh yeah.
I don't know, and people in the background on chatter, oh, I don't know, it might be lame, I'm not sure if I want to go, I want to do whatever. And then as soon as we had it, everybody had a ball, everybody was, when we doing another one, I'm trying to,
yeah.
It took two, why did I have to pull teeth?
Yeah.
So I feel like it's 50-50, so you can do it here, and definitely we're going to be the big fish in a little pond.
Small pond, yeah.
Yeah, or we can be a small fish out there, but then you got to fight for the food. So I think it goes, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not knocking either one, but
we're going to get it. We're going to do both.
We're going to get it either way. But,
period.
You know, well, period. Whatever we got to do. But, yeah.
So do you think, like, because I know, like, the misconception, like, for people around here, like, people are more small-minded, which I don't feel this way at all. I just feel like somebody just has to be in front of that charge to really show. People don't know what they want until you show them. You know, I'm gonna talk about corporate all day. Working in sales, we don't be knowing what we want till we see it.
Like, you know what? I didn't know I liked that.
Okay.
That looks good on her.
That look good on her.
I'm okay. Let me get one.
Exactly. So do you feel like people here are more selective who they show support to? Because, you know, it could be kind of cliquish.
I think so. I think it can come with small stuff too, because just because you know how to do hair and you can do your hair doesn't mean you should be a hairstylist. And you have people who are good at certain things, but then they don't have the
customer service. They don't know how to talk.
So you don't want to respond to DM. You want people to DM you, but you don't want to respond, or you want to pick and choose who hair you do, or you know. So it's like you have people like that who I feel like are selective.
Yeah.
You're always gonna have some people who gonna rock with you specifically because it's you.
Yeah.
But you're gonna have
and
people
I like y'all.
Don't. We love y'all. But you're gonna have people who don't rock with you specifically because it's you.
Yeah.
Like, you can have the prettiest,
I felt that.
You can be beautiful, you can have this, but I don't like it because Tyler doing it.
I don't like that. Okay, so I had went live earlier, and I was just like kind of asking people questions or whatever, kind of give them a little feel of what we're gonna be talking about today.
Yeah.
And I had asked that same question: are people like selective with who they support? And a lot of people said yes, and they had gave the example like you said, like a hairstylist. Like if you comment, say if they put something on Facebook and you comment, what's the price? They charge different people different prices.
Yeah.
Y'all stop doing that. Stop doing that, cause that's bad business. And I'm telling you now, you will not get far doing that. Y'all need some real business etiquette and some ethics behind your business.
Yes,
or y'all not gonna stay there long. And I can tell you that now. Don't be doing people wrong like that.
No.
Charge everybody the same price. And I understand, like, different hair. Yeah.
Somebody
but you need to say that. Like, don't be shady. Do not do that.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I understand, like, if you hook it up.
I had to look in the camera for that one.
Tell them.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you're saying you're stupid. But you know, if you're saying like, okay, box sprays is $160. But when they get there or they talking whatever, you decide you want to charge them $140. Okay, that's on you. But you should have a standard price of, you know what I'm saying, of what it is.
Yeah.
So
yeah, we gotta do better. Do you think that's an issue in our community?
I definitely think so. I think
it's deeper than
that. That's an issue right there. You know, favoritism or doing only supporting certain people or whatever. And it's okay. Like, you don't have to support it's your hard-earned money.
Right.
You should be able to. You're able to spend that how you want to spend it. Because everybody in your neighborhood is not necessarily your clientele, which is fine. And I think you should go where your clientele is.
Yes.
But you should. It's just certain like standards across the board being professional.
Right.
And I think a lot of people don't. A lot of people don't have that. That's why, like, you ever see some stuff, especially with if an HBCU and listen, only people who go to HBCUs can talk about other HBCUs. So let's make that clear. This is probably honestly at all schools, but dealing with financial aid.
Oh, brother. Don't get me.
Like, and especially in the HBCU. And if somebody working behind the counter, they already pissed off because they work there and all this stuff. But then you got the nerve to have an attitude because I'm trying to get an education.
Right.
And need it paid for. Like,
them ladies in their office.
And it's like there was no professionalism on certain ones.
Yeah.
So.
But it's a gap somewhere. So that's why, like, even if you are gifted, I still say that's why I don't be so quick to push entrepreneurship, because where are you getting your training from? Like, that's why I'm not against working for a company first. Learn how they run their business. Go in there, ask all the questions. Why y'all do this? Why is this a policy? Why I can't do that? Because that ain't gonna do nothing but eliminate you from making those same mistakes when you go into business for yourself.
Right.
So, yes, you're gifted. Yes, you can do this. Yes, you may be able to jump out there and really show your craft. But do you really know how to run a business? Like, and that's kind of like the thing that I saw the most within fashion school. Like, the people who are the fashion designers, they still need the people who got their business degree, because they want to be free and they want to be able to, be free enough to create. They whimsical. You get what I'm saying? It's the feet, the jazz hands. But they don't have the wherewithal to really think about, okay, so I got to do this to get this. I got to do this part to get to that part. And then what it takes to really start scaling up and getting more money and how can you produce more things. They just want to create.
Yeah.
And so we're going to need each other. And some y'all gonna have to start somewhere.
You got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
But then that comes in with getting a team too.
Yeah.
Because
we figuring that out now.
we have to, like, it does us no good if me and Tyler think the exact same way.
Right.
If we're great at the exact same things. Like, you need to hire your weakness.
Yes.
Like, we definitely need somebody
that's a word.
Who's organized. Like,
yes.
Bruh, like, because we'll be all over the place.
Oh, God. It's so bad, y'all. We be coming up with all the ideas.
Ooh, let's do this and do that.
And then we get to thinking, like, dang, we got to do that.
Like, it's a lot going on. But,
yeah.
So, I don't know. Let's leave them with a question. Do you want to leave them with something? Okay, so like I said, we already asked some people. So what do y'all think, where you're from? Whether you're from a small town or big city, are people selective with who they support? Even you, are you selective with supporting certain people?
Businesses,
certain businesses because you know them? I mean, I would never quote this verbatim, but the Lord knows my heart. It says in the good book that even Jesus couldn't do any miracles in his hometown, because they was like, nah, that's Mary's boy. That's what it says. Like, they knew, they was like, nah, that's not Jesus. That's Mary's boy. His dad was a carpenter.
I am done with you.
That's what it said. I'm just saying. So y'all let us know what you think.
Yeah, let us know, y'all. Kristen, whose side y'all on?
Oh, but I feel like we didn't even have a big side. Like, we expressed our points today. Did we?
Yeah. But I think what's good about us is that we know how to come to the middle.
Yeah.
We talked about that. We ain't gotta tell them all that, but
All right, guys. So I'm Kristen,
and I'm Tyler.
and you've been listening to Hustle and Lace podcast.
Ooh.
You wanna do it again, Tyler?
Yeah.
Okay. And we're gonna leave both cuts in. All right, just act like y'all didn't see that. Woo, woo.
Right?
I'm Kristen,
And I'm Tyler.
and you're listening to
Hustle and Lace podcast.
See y'all later.
Bye.